You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, this is Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. We certainly appreciate being here. Thanks for being a part of the show. Be sure to go give the show a good review on iTunes. You can go to iTunes, just hit the review tab, and give us a 5-star review if you would. Tell us how much you like the show and all that good stuff. We certainly appreciate it. Refer the show to your family, friends, relatives. Get them all to listen to the show so everyone can be part of the Chris Voss Show family. Family that loves you, but doesn't judge you. The best kind of family there is when it comes down to it. I think I need to make a shirt that says that. The best kind of family. All that good stuff. Anyway, guys, be sure to go to all of our groups, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those crazy places the kids are always playing. See our big LinkedIn group and our LinkedIn newsletter as well. Today we have an amazing guest on the show. He's going to be talking to us about who he is and what he does. And if that's not amazing for you, Elie Katz is the president and CEO of National Retail Solutions. 7 years ago, he brought his many years of experience as an executive at various companies in diverse industries, plus strong leadership, interpersonal, and organizational skills to found National Retail Solutions, NRS. NRS is a subsidiary of IDT and is a provider of a point-of-sale network and credit card processing ecosystem, which services close to 17,000 independent retailers across the United States. Welcome to the show, Elie. How are you?
Chris, thank you for having me. And I want to start by apologizing to your listeners and to you. I was supposed to be on twice. And the first time I was standing at my computer and in my office, we're part of a publicly traded company. So they have all this fancy, firewalls and protections and this and that. But I didn't know it. I just thought maybe the internet was too slow. And so the second time, or maybe it was some button I didn't push. So the second time I said, that's it. I'm going to have one of the IT people from the IT department stand next to me in the beginning of this show and figure out what button is it that I'm not hitting because, I could see Chris, he can't see me. I can't hear him. He can't hear me. We got to talk. So I had it. Anyways, I wasn't successful there with this professional IT guy. So this time I decided to bring my own internet to work. And we're good. We're clear. I don't know what you did to the company that you are one of their filters. If they don't want the employees to see the Chris Voss Show, They
must have some tight filters. There's a lot of people who watch us, so maybe they're just like, we're tired of our employees sitting around all day watching the Chris Voss Show.
That probably could be it. That, they're like, listen, probably one of the most popular shows out there, the Chris Voss Show. We have to have our employees working. And, we can't have them on the Chris Voss Show all day or we have no productivity. And then, our stock goes down. So
there you go.
That could be it.
That's, we've known to run down a few stocks. I don't know what that means. I'm just running with it.
Conversely, I think you've also done a great job lifting up some stocks. And
yeah, we've done that too as well. Yeah.
So I will tell you a little bit of National Retail Solutions and some of the background. So
and give us the .com first so people can check it on the internet too.
So nrsplus.com, or I'm sorry, nrsplus.com. But I'm sure everyone does that to you.
No, they don't. That's cool.
I'm the first one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to go back. There's a lot of interviews, but you're one of the first. Let's put it that way.
Because, I was mimicking.
I thought it was cute.
I thought it was, thank you. No, I picked up, I feel like I have to make up for all this, for messing you over, really.
You're fine. I mean, these are technological things that happen in the world of Zoom. It was kind of hard when people first had to adapt to being on Zoom all the time. And people are like, what is this? COVID started.
Now we can't even get people to come back to the office.
Yeah. I mean, there's 4,500 posts on the Chris Voss Show over all these years. And then, of course, we have the huge videos on the video channel there on YouTube. So, yeah, people probably are watching too much of the Chris Voss Show there at your office.
So, well, that's a good thing, in my opinion. And so, nrsplus.com, we're part of a publicly traded company called IDT. I started National Retail Solutions at the request of the chairman and the CEO, Howard Jonas and Shmuel Jonas of IDT, where they basically said, we need to give technology tools to these independent convenience stores and liquor stores that are across the country, of which there's about 200,000 of them, you should know.
Wow.
200,000 of these stores. And many of them are lacking the technology and the insight in order to compete. And 7 years ago, there was the threat of the big brick and mortars that were opening up. You know, I live in a town. I always talk about my town, right? So I live in a town of 6 square miles, 3 CVS's, 3 7-Elevens, a Stop and Shop. How is a small independent convenience? I'm sure I'm missing a few others. Oh, 2 Walgreens. How is a small independent convenience store supposed to compete against that? Corporate America, brick and mortar, lots of financing behind their, products and purchases and buying power and couponing and advertising and all. So we created a very robust but easy to use point of sale system. I was told from the beginning that I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting the company's money because these independents don't want technology. And anyways, 7 years later, not only do they want technology, they've embraced our technology. And you mentioned the 17,000 or I believe number that was yesterday's number. Today, we're almost at 20,000 locations coast to coast. We're in
Oh, wow.
every
Congratulations.
single state, correct. And they want the technology and we've given it to them, a robust but easy to use point of sale system. So we take the point of sale system for granted, but, as a customer and my wife is a bigger customer of all these brick and mortar stores. And she's also a pretty good customer of Amazon as well. When we walk in, we look at products, we look at the way the store is laid out, we look at the aesthetics. How does it look? How does it smell? Are the people nice? The reality is one of the most important, if not the most important piece of any single brick and mortar, specifically a retail establishment, is the point of purchase, the POS system, the register. That register tells the merchant how much product they have, how much product they sold, what did they sell it for, how much did they buy it for, how much do they have left. Really, it's the best way to run their business. And we give tools at a very affordable price to these merchants. And then we opened up other products. Once we got the register, we started doing credit card processing. Where credit card processing is probably one of the dirtiest businesses that are out there, right? Every small business needs credit card processing, and every small business owner has a cousin, a nephew, or an uncle that sells credit card processing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have all of them. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But they lock them into a contract.
Yep.
They lock them into a cancellation fee. They charge, I think, and by the way, I speak as a small merchant myself. I own and have owned over 15 restaurants in the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. And I know how much money I've paid for my credit card terminal over time.
Yeah.
And it's expensive. And also, trying to understand your credit card bill and the rates that you're being charged and the hidden fees is crazy.
Yeah.
So we came out with a product with our credit card processing, which is for all small businesses, any business who doesn't want to get ripped off, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Free equipment, no contract, no cancellation fee, clean rate.
That is awesome.
2.49, 10 cents. That's it. Small businesses, your business better than anyone else. If you don't feel like you're saving money at the end of the month with your credit card processing, put our unit in the box, send it back to us, and move on and go back to your cousin.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, we used to do a lot of credit card processing ourselves with my mortgage company. I remember one day, like 12,000 showed up in our account from them. And I was like, what the hell? Somebody's made some sort of mistake. Why is there 12,000 that, just shows up in our account in bulk? It was all the holdback that they were doing for, I don't know, years, God knows how long. And I ain't really been paying attention to holdback, but I knew there kind of was one. But I didn't realize it was $12,000.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. And I'm like,
most merchants don't have the skill set nor the time to focus on just that one aspect, especially these mom and pops or these small businesses.
Yeah. I was like, 12,000 has been sitting around in their accounts. I haven't been there any interest on that. I'm a business owner. There's things I could do with $12,000 to reinvest.
That's a nice chunk of change.
And, over the years of owning businesses, we'd either get pitched or I'd hear of someone, hey, yeah, I just signed up with a new credit card provider for a year. Oh, yeah? Yeah, to pay like $4,000, $3,000 for the unit there and sign up. And I'm like, what? Just to give them the privilege of taking a cut of all your action?
I like that word privilege. Can I tell you a quick story?
Sure.
The straw that broke the camel's back, or whatever the expression is, of why we got into credit card processing. We didn't want to get into credit card processing because it is a dirty business. So I'm with my boss. We're walking in the Bronx one day. We're visiting stores and we're saying, do these stores even take credit card processing? So yes, check. They do. Some of them actually have 2 or 3 units. So like for every 10 stores we go to, we'd have 14 different processors. Okay. We found a store. His cousin signed him up. He charged last month $650, right? That's how much merchandise he charged. He was charged for that privilege over $212.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, and that doesn't include like whatever surprise fees that didn't show up, the statement fees and all the other fees, So, and I don't even know what he did with his unit as far as how much he's paying for that. 600, 200 something it cost me. The privilege of having credit card processing. That's what we said. You know what? It's not enough to give them a powerful point of sale register so that they can run their business efficiently. We need to stop the bleeding in some of these other areas. So that's when we launched NRS Pay, and our credit card processing has taken off.
I can imagine so, because like I used to hear so many scams and so many things, and I'm like, you pay how much for the terminal? What?
Yeah,
it's just a terminal. It's like got a dialer in it, and I don't know. Some of these older terminals, they look like something from, I don't know, like the old modems I had. The ISD modems I had. It's just like, and it looks bad too. If I go into a business and they have like some nasty ass old terminal, like there's even a local Walmart marketplace that I go to that's close to my house, and they don't take the thing that's on your credit card now, the new thing where you swipe.
The chip.
Yeah, the chip. They don't have the chip thing on the thing. And so, and every now and then, I'll leave the house without my wallet, and I'll be at the store. I'll be halfway through my shopping cart going, oh crap. And I'll want to use my phone. And at that Walmart, I can't use my phone. I'm like, oh crap. I can't do the whole phone thing. And so that's like, okay, well, put the cart back and drive back to the house. And so it always kind of pisses me off every now and then. Plus, with COVID, I started getting really paranoid about stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to be swiping through there where 50,000 people swiped through there today and they got COVID. I just want to wave my card. I don't want to touch it or anything like that, right? And a lot of retailers during COVID were making that swipe thing. So what other services and products do you guys offer, or do we cover the gambit of it?
No, we've expanded with that. We started now giving cash advance, right? Cash advance is not a loan. It's an expensive product. We say if you want to get a loan, go to your bank and get a loan. Unfortunately, the banks give you, and I know because I have businesses and I've taken both cash advances and loans. They give you stacks of paperwork, months of running after them and giving them more paperwork. And then, finally they'll accept it or reject it. And meanwhile, whatever you needed the loan, whatever you needed the cash advance for or the money for, is too late. So cash advance is something that we give based on, your future receivables. We see how much sales you're doing, and, we have a risk team that looks at it. We also have one of the most powerful ad networks in the country. So now that we have these, almost 20,000 locations, point of sale registered coast to coast, at the customer facing screen, when the customer is about to check out in this small independent convenience store format, they will see an ad that says, buy Pepsi, save 25 cents. I'm using Pepsi as an example. Obviously, they didn't save 25 cents. They can reach back, change their soda choice to a Pepsi, and save 25 cents, or buy 2 Pepsis and save 25 cents, on your second one. So they could reach back and do the same. Pepsi's happy because they sold more Pepsi. The store owner's happy because they sold more Pepsi. The customer's happy because they saved money, and that's the universal language. No matter which race, background you come from, everyone likes to save money. 24 hours later, we put the money back into that merchant's wallet, digital wallet. And then at the end of the month, we would go to the CPG or to Pepsi in this example and say, hey, amongst our community of 20,000 last month, 1,000 of them redeemed your Pepsi, or 10,000 times 25 cents. This is how much. Yeah. So nobody has to sit and wait for their money.
Yeah. That's pretty freaking awesome. Now, you guys call that, what do you guys call that service?
That is part of our point of sale register. They are automatically part of our loyalty clubs.
The digital out of home service?
Oh, so the digital out of home service is the customer facing screen. Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Our customer facing screen, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful ad screens out there. When you go outside, there's so much advert clutter going on, right? Mm-hmm. There's ads on a bus. There's ads on the garbage can by the bus stop. There's ads on the bus stop. There's ads by a car that just drove by, or a truck that just has an ad on the side. There's so much advert clutter. No one's paying attention. In fact, most people are just sticking their face into their device, and they're not even looking up. But when you're in these convenience stores and you get to the point of purchase and you're or point of sale register, and you're about to pull money out of your pocket, and half of the screen shows you how much you owe, you have to look up. And on the right side, there's a great ad. It's a very powerful ad.
Wow. That's pretty smart, because every now and then I'll go into, my 7-Eleven or one of my local, gas station things. And the guy will always go, hey man, you bought 2 Cokes, and if you buy 3, you get it saves you money.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, okay, well, let me go back and grab a third, but a lot of other cashiers don't care. And they're just like, yeah, whatever, dude, here you go. So it's good to have those sort of ads, because then consumers kind of feel like, hey, I got a deal. I'll be back,
I'll be back. Exactly. That's a differentiator.
Loyalty.
That's a differentiator. These small businesses or these independent businesses, and I say independent, the reality is that we have, stores that have 10, 12, 15, 20 locations. Some of them are single owned, some of them are multi owned, but we've perfected the independent. Imagine if you perfected the independent, everything else is easy, because I basically have 20,000 bosses, right? The person behind the counter at 7-Eleven's not calling the POS company and say, hey, you think you can add this one feature where when somebody's standing at the register but 20,000 stores coast to coast have access to us, to our customer service line, and are able to give feedback. And we also, by the way, solicit feedback. Part of what we do is we actually have merchant roundtables every month, because we want to hear from the merchants. Okay, what else do you want in this register? What else will help you manage your business better? So we always say our POS system was built by the merchants for the merchants.
There you go. There you go. That's pretty good. When you guys talk about convenience culture, is that part of what you're talking about?
So definitely, you want to talk about convenience culture. I will tell you that 7 years ago, I addressed one threat, which was these brick and mortars. Today, 7 years later, there's another threat, and that is convenience culture. Some people don't want to even leave their homes, right? And there are apps out there that will basically, you can order directly and it'll come from like a local warehouse. It doesn't even go to the convenience store. So your convenience store loses out on the sales, and that consumer doesn't know any better. That consumer's happy. They got their soda, or they got their, whatever it was they just ordered. So that hurts our merchants. So we're launching now an e-commerce product. We already have a point of sale register in place. So we already know the inventory of that store. Now a consumer can go on an app and order from their local store, and from that store. We partnered with Uber and DoorDash to provide this service.
Oh, nice. So you got them delivering, and they can tap the inventory of the store. I mean, you've got to compete with all these different things. Like I imagine, especially Amazon, here locally, like Amazon gets this stuff same day. It's crazy.
Right. So that you have to compete. So this is, exactly. So this gives consumers the opportunity to buy from their shop local, right? Everyone likes to say shop local. So this gives them the ability to shop local and at the same time get their, right? Everyone likes to shop local until it's not convenient for them, right? Convenience factor. So now it's convenient for them. And there's certain items that are in these convenience stores, especially geographically located, that they want And some of it's okay. You know what? I like the Chris Voss convenience store has this sandwich that I love. I'm going to order specifically that chicken sandwich from the Chris Voss convenience store. And I click on the app and boom.
Yeah.
You ever had the Chris Voss convenience store chicken sandwich?
I haven't. It's always, I don't know. It's been on that roller for a while, but no, I know what that means. But no, that makes sense. Can you use it too to see what's in stock at your local place and see if, like, I'll give you an example. One of my issues that I have is I love Mexican Cokes that are imported from Mexico.
Correct, because that's real sugar.
Real sugar. It doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup.
Correct.
It really spikes your stuff. And, I don't drink it often, but when I kind of have a hankering, I'll go get one. I try and stay on a good diet and don't drink a lot of pop. But there's one local, it's a Maverick gas station, kind of like 7-Eleven gas station. It's in the convenience store. And they're the only one who has it in my local area. And I kind of have to drive over to get it. But, you get that hankering for, a Coke or two, and I hate when I try to clean the hell over there and they're out of it because it seems like they're always out of it at the time.
Well, so now if that local store that you mentioned has our point of sale register, the NRS, plus.com point of sale register, now Chris will be able to see the inventory and order it and have it delivered to his house. So convenience factor stays, and you get your specialty Coca-Cola because you can order not just product-based, but store-based.
There you go. Yeah, because I hate driving over there, and then there's not anything there.
Right.
You got your hopes up, and you're just like, damn it. And there's no other real place to go get it. I think I can drive over to Home Depot, but it's a drive.
No, but what you mentioned, that example is exactly my comment to you about the specific stores that have specific types of products that people want. And real Coke from Mexico is something that I've heard many a times in these stores because of, like, I knew it right away, the sugar versus the corn syrup.
Yeah. And it got real scarce during COVID. It was a real pain in the ass to get a hold of. In fact, I think there was a few stores that had it before COVID, and then after COVID, it got really hard to find. But yeah, I really like it. I grew up as a kid in the 70s, so it's that taste that I remember too as well.
For sure.
That it doesn't taste the same to me, the new Coke.
Well, you remember when we were growing up, there was the new Coke, the classic Coke.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's one.
I actually had till about 10 years ago a massive Coca-Cola collection where I had all these cans, and I want to say that I tried saving the Coca-Cola cans with the Coke, but the cans don't exactly fare well after several years with actual soda inside.
I could imagine so. I mean,
bottles did well. I have some bottles, from China from my visits there. I brought it over.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's gotta be cool to collect. Yeah, I mean, basically I've been known to take Coke and put it on the battery for battery acid. So I mentioned you wouldn't leave it in the can. There was some guy that I saw one time, and I can't remember if it was Pepsi, New Pepsi or Pepsi Light, or if it was the new Coke, and he had like a can of it that he bought off of eBay. And he decided to drink it on.
Nah, I wouldn't recommend that.
It didn't go well for him at all. So let's move on. Let's talk about how does the system learn store behaviors and purchases as a tool for the retailers there? And
so I'll tell you that we don't have the fully functioning AI feature integrated yet as far as machine learning. But like, for example, if someone buys, let's say we mentioned Coke, buys a Coke, it may say an ad pop up, hey, how about this bag of potato chips for only blank, amount, and do a pairing of an ad, right? Or how about get a sandwich for, so that type of machine learning is something that's really beneficial to the consumer product goods company. But what I will also tell you is that we take the data that we get from these stores, and one of the things that we do with it is we actually educate the merchants. So remember what I said to you, that these are independents. They don't have the fancy departments and the money and the marketing people behind them to tell you what they should be selling the products for. So I remember going into an area and looking at a store that was selling a detergent for the convenience store size. And within a couple of blocks radius, the prices were anywhere between $3.99 to $6.99.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't know. they bought it for X. They're like, okay, I want to make Y, or I want to, So, what we do is we take state by state and we say, hey, New Jersey, these are the top 300 items that are selling in your area. And not only these are the average prices. So if you are selling your detergent for $6.99 and the reality is that the average is $4.75, you don't want to lose a customer because a lot of these customers, they know pricing, right? Some people don't. I'm not a pricing guy, but my wife, she knows every single price of everything. And if something goes up 2.5 cents, she'll like, okay, wait, let's go 2 blocks because it's 2.5 cents less. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She always tells me how much money she saves me. But it's like, okay, if you could save me a little bit more, but just not going,
Yeah, I saved 2 cents by going to the other Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly. Elie, you won't believe how much money I saved you today.
Well, God bless her. I mean, I've had girlfriends that they don't even bother telling you if they saved or not. They're just like, there you go. Someone's asking on the show, can I use the solution outside of the USA?
So that's a good question. So first of all, we're just a hair away from launching in Canada. Mm-hmm. It happens to be that our point of sale register is like, when someone logs on or plugs it into the internet, it shows up a light on my screen where we're located. So it happens to be that we do have a couple of locations in PR, which is obviously, part of the U.S., but we also have in Mexico and a few others. We don't recommend it. We don't push it because every single country's got different, tax rules and different other types of rules, etc. So we don't at this point yet recommend it. Conversely, the machine's got several, especially when you deal with California, right? Every single block, every single city, every single county has a different tax code and rules and reg. So we have all these different layers and levels put in to our point of sale register. It's been, some people have Mickey Mouse their way into another country because they love it. They love our product.
And it's awesome. Like I said, from my experience with doing credit card processing, I remember shopping for it over the years and reshopping or repricing it. And like I say, the one I'll never forget, like there was 12,000 that showed up on our account. And at first I was like, oh, they're going to ask for that back. Clearly somebody screwed up. So make sure that we know that 12,000 is going to get clawed back. And then it went by for like about 2 or 3 weeks where we sat on it. And finally I called them up. I go, hey man, well, I think somebody screwed up and sent us some money in our account that shouldn't have been sent to us. I'm an honest guy, So, and they're like, no, that's your holdback money. You've been holding back for God knows how long they were holding it back. And, this is for chargebacks and stuff. And I was like, $12,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I could sit here and say I'm surprised, but I'm not. These credit card companies, all different types, not all of them, but they just have one way or the other that they're just unfortunately hurting the merchant, right?
Yeah.
And if you hurt the merchant, ultimately you're hurting the customer, right? Because if the merchant's getting charged a certain amount, they're going to try to figure out how to put that into the customer's product so that it's going to cost them some money. So
I've been in stores where they have like some ancient card thing and you're like, dude, and sometimes it's where they go, oh, sometimes it doesn't work. You got to wipe it right. Yeah, it's kind of getting old. And I'm like, dude, this thing looks ancient. And they're like, yeah, we're in some contract with them. We can't get a new one. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you did. So I think the model you guys have is pretty brilliant.
Our units are all the newest models of the credit card processing. And you mentioned about the chip and the dip and the no touching. We have all that, right?
Yeah.
Contactless payments, insert, which is the EMV compliant, which is something that's required by Visa, MasterCard, so that the responsibility of theft doesn't get shifted onto the merchants. So we have all of that, and that's free. We give them a free unit. I never sat here saying that we give the best credit card pricing, and I never sat here saying we're the most expensive. We have a very clean rate. People know what they get when they deal with National Retail Solutions. 2.49, 10 cents, $10 a month, free equipment, no contract, no cancellation fee. That's it. Clean bill. Our bill is like snow, a big giant thing of snow. No, lots of empty spaces.
I like that. I mean, I'm always suspicious of people that have a cancellation fee because when you really think about it, if your service is that great, like our company, when I consult or speak or do things, well, there is a consultant. If you book me to speak, there's a cancellation fee, but we keep the deposit. But for the most part, there's no cancellation fees for my stuff because I want you to come back, and I believe and guarantee our service. So, if you're not happy, let us know. We give your money back. But we don't do contracts where it's like we have a cancellation fee if you're not happy. Look, if you're not happy, I'd rather not do business with you, and I'd rather just let you go do whatever you want, and I don't want to have to hear about it, and I don't want someone writing pissed off reviews or anything. Yeah, so to me, it's just better to just let it go.
Yeah, and there's a reason we're one of the fastest growing credit card processing companies.
I'll bet.
And you know what I always say? We have a harder job than the one who's got their cousin, right? When your cousin comes to sell you something, your guard is down.
Yeah.
You're listening, you trust. But yeah, your cousin just locked you into a 3-year agreement and a $1,500 cancellation fee. How much does he really love you?
Wow.
Right? But when I come and I'm talking to you, your guard is up. What is he selling me? I'm very happy with it. My cousin, can he meet my cousin here? And it's harder. It's a much harder sell for me.
That's
with
crazy.
That said, we're doing a spectacular job.
There you go. There you go.
They don't lock you in. No cancellation.
And it sounds like we covered some stuff that you guys are doing in the future. We covered like some of the AI stuff. Anything more that you guys are doing next?
Well, the e-commerce is a big one. Like I said, to make sure that these 20,000 stores can get turned on so that they can sell online. They can get a website of their own. They could have delivery if that's what they want, which is, working with these third-party delivery services. So that's a big, we turned around and we figured that, and it was really at the request of the customers, not really our request. We weren't looking for it, but we turned around. We found that 1,000 of our customers from the 20,000, or at that point is a lot less, have gas stations, right? So they said they love our point of sale register, but they wish they could talk to our pumps. So we created a pump integration as well. So now we have an entire Petro division that all they do is connect our POS system to their pumps, make it EMV compliant as well. So you don't have to replace your pumps. You don't have to spend all that money. And there's no downtime with your gas station, and now we're just looking at other ways that we could help these convenience stores, liquor stores, tobacco stores, not just compete, but thrive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about, as much money as you keep in the thing and maybe increasing sales as well.
Yep.
So any more key points we missed on RS digital media and stuff?
Chris, I think you really, first of all, once again, I want to thank you for letting me back in after the last 2 times. I didn't think you'd ever.
Hey, if you're blocked in the firewall for the company, you're blocked in the firewall.
I couldn't figure it out. Even today I was sitting there with my, my fingers crossed and the Lucky Rabbit's foot and all the other things, it's all just, please go through it. This guy, Chris, will just spend the next 2 months bashing me. Forget about, embracing me.
Maybe I'll go friend the CEO of IDT on LinkedIn. That's how I feel like great connections. I'll go friend him and I'll say, hey, you should check out our videos and start watching them. He'll be like, oh man, we need to get that firewall. I'm like, where do you get this
firewall off?
We'll have him on the show.
I want to be careful what I say. I want to have my job. Next thing you know, a couple thousand of your listeners are sending emails to the IDT CEO, and it's like,
don't do that. I'm sure. We're doing a leadership series. We're interviewing a lot of CEOs for my next book, and it's going to include a lot of interviews from CEOs and leaders around the world. We got some great guests that we've already got lined up for it, and we're having them on a podcast doing the interview, and then we're taking portions of the interview, putting in a book, and then I'll be writing chapters, of course, expanding on some of their thoughts. So we'll be reaching out to a lot of CEOs. So we could have them on. We could talk to them about his ideas of leadership and everything else, and then firewall leadership. I don't know.
And I will just leave you with this. Listen, we didn't become the number one POS company in this space by ourselves. We did it with a lot of different partners, and we have a lot of great partners that work with us. So if any of your audience members are looking to maybe pick up some additional income, whether it's to, sell our credit card processing or even refer, we have a referral bonus for credit card processing.
Yeah.
Go to nrsplus.com. On the bottom, there's a button that they can click to join our team as well. Make some extra money. It doesn't hurt at this time in life, in this world when, everything's costing so much more to make a little bit extra.
That's true. Money is money. Well, it's been wonderful to have you on the show. Give us your .com so people can find you guys on the interwebs.
NRSplus.com, NRS National Retail Solutions. So that's NRSplus.com is the best way. On the bottom, there's links that will take you to the different, features or products that may talk to you or that's the great place to start.
There you go. Thank you very much for coming on, Elie. We certainly appreciate it.
Chris, I really appreciate you having me. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. And we certainly appreciate our audience as well for tuning in. Be sure to go to all our groups on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all those crazy places the kids are playing. Be good to each other. Stay safe. And we'll see you guys next time.